Hello and welcome back to AP Pre-Calculus. Today's lesson is 2.13, Exponential and Logarithmic Equations, Part 3. Okay, as you know, in AP Pre-Calculus, we kind of get an idea of what our free response questions are going to be like, and we're about to do one that it kind of looks like a free response question number 4. Okay, so we are going to be required to solve logarithmic and exponential functions without a calculator. So below we have the directions that you'll probably see on a question number 4 in the free response. All right, so the directions. No calculators allowed. Determine the exact value of any expression that can be obtained without a calculator. For example, log base 2 of 8 can be written as 3. Combine terms using algebraic methods and rules for exponents where applicable. For example, 2x plus 3x, 5 squared times 5 cubed, x to the 5th over x squared, and ln 3 plus ln 5 should be written in equivalent forms. We can't leave it like that. Simplify, guys. All right, so part 1 here. We have f of x equals e to the x raised to the 5th divided by e to the 4th. We want to solve for f of x equaling e to the 1/2 for all values in the domain. So let's go ahead and write it out first. So it says f of x, so I'm going to rewrite f of x, but in this form, over e to the 4th equals e to the 1/2. Okay? And now we need to solve for that x. So the first thing we want to do is get rid of that denominator. So I'm going to multiply both sides by e to the 1/4. Okay, so I can cross it out over there. And I'm going to go ahead and simplify this. Remember, when we raise a term with an exponent to another exponent, we multiply exponents. So we got e to the 5x. And since we're multiplying like bases here, I can add those exponents, get common denominators, so that ends up being 3/4. And since this is a one-to-one property, we don't have to worry about the e's. We don't have to use logarithms to pull my x down. We can just kind of disregard the e and say 5x equals 3/4. And then we're going to divide both sides by 5. Remember, dividing both sides by 5 is the same as multiplying by 1/5. What I like to do is I like to say, if instead of dividing by 5, I'm going to take it from the numerator on the left and put it in the denominator on the right, which is the same thing as dividing by 5. All right, I already had the division part, so our answer is 3/20. Okay, number 2 here. G of x is equal to 8 times e raised to the 3x minus e. We're going to solve for g of x equaling 3e. So we're basically doing the same thing we did in the last one. 8e to the 3x minus e equals 3e. All right, so now we have to add e to both sides. Equals 4e. Then I'm going to divide both sides by 8. So I'm going to e to the 3x equals 1/2 e. Okay, so now this is not a one-to-one property. We can't just cross out the e's because of that 1/2 there. So we're going to have to use logarithms here. So you have some options. You could rewrite this in log form using this as the base, which means we're dealing with ln. Remember, logs are equal to exponents. There's the exponent, 3x. And then you could put 1/2 e here, right? And then you could divide that by 3 or multiply by 1/3. Or you could put natural log in front of both of these guys, and we end up basically at the same place. Because if I put an ln in front of an e, they cancel each other out. They don't cancel each other out to 0. Like, look over here real quick. Let's see. ln of e is equal to 1. Because remember that this is base e. So when I do a natural log or any log, I'm saying, hey, what exponent would I raise that base to get this number? So I'm basically saying e to what power is equal to e, and that'd be e to the 1st. So they don't cancel out. So it's the same as this. If I did log of 10, that would be 1. If I did log of 7 and 7, that would be 1. Okay? So, the other thing I want you to know is if I put ln of 1, that is equal to 0. And that goes for any logarithm. If I put a 1 after it, if I do log base 7 of 1, it's 0. Okay? So just got to keep those in mind. So now to get x by itself, I'm going to rewrite it like this. 1/3. I don't want to put a big division bar because I already have a fraction with the natural log. So this is a good way to write it. Okay? And pretty sure that is going to be plenty on the AP test. I don't think they would make you go further, but let's just for giggles, let's see if we can write this a little bit further out. Like, I have two factors in there, and I could expand this to natural log of 1/2 plus the natural log of e. And to be honest, I can actually go that a little bit further because 1/2 is equal to 2 to the negative first, right? So I could rewrite this as 1/3 natural log 2, but I put the little negative out front because it has a negative exponent, and I would say plus 1 because of this stuff right here, okay? So that's another way to write it, but I don't think we'd have to go that far.